For those of you wondering, this is what my quarantine looks like.
Your what?
My quarantine.
You're doing a great job with it.
Yeah, it's been nothing different. Filming music videos. It's about time. We're all working on an album. So this is our first step. I don't know. Now you're thinking about it like, what? Is it started?
No.
Or are you trying to figure it out?
Okay, I'm gonna put like 1 foot here first and then go in.
Go for it.
Yeah.
What is this sock?
I can't. I can't.
That was the biggest fail ever.
I didn't commit.
That's my friends, is how you stop being cool. Okay, so a little while ago, I put up a poll to see who wanted to get what content on YouTube, and the option was for me to become a TikTok star, or yes, and the other option was for me to do a COVID-19 life update. I'm going to be using the word pandemic instead of quarantine this entire video. It annoys the crap out of me. I know it's going to annoy everyone else, so let's just act like it didn't happen, and every time I say pandemic, I mean quarantine. We are going to continue the video starting now. We are currently on, I think, week 3, where it has been for us Philadelphians anyway. It's week 3, I believe, for us, or week 4. You know what? At this point, I've lost track. I've talked to multiple people, and with all of us, we're like, honestly, it feels like one big, you know, when you wake up from a nap and you're like, what year is it? That's kind of like how these days are going. We don't even know at this point, like, what day it is today. So yes, COVID-19 life update. Honestly, nothing like that has really changed for me personally, because for the past 2 years I have been interning at my church, and all I've been doing on the side for financial stability, I've been doing like makeup and eyelashes, and I've been freelancing and stuff like that. So it does really suck. I was supposed to have a lot of clientele in these next 3 months, like April, May, and June are my biggest clientele. I don't know, that's when everyone comes to me for makeup. I get booked a lot between April and June because of weddings and proms and all of that stuff, and not at all making it a selfish thing. It really sucks that clientele and all. The perks of having the bathroom right next to your room. Anyway, it really sucks to have clientele like fall like that, but I'm more concerned. I don't really think about the financial burdens of everything. I don't feel them as much as everybody else. I live at home with my mom and my brother, and they're the ones that take on more of the financial burdens. So they're the ones paying the bills and filling the fridge and all of that stuff. So I don't feel too much of that, honestly. The only things that I really pay are my phone bill, and my tithe and offerings. Those are my personal, that's what I do. Thank God that I'm a part of a household though where both people are still working. My mom and my brother are still working. So again, even if I did have a financial burden or like a financial responsibility in my home, my brother and my mom are still working. So either way, we wouldn't have really felt that. My heart really goes out to those who don't have that, and they haven't been working and they're a little worried. But yeah, life update. Sorry, that was a kind of a rant. Life updates for me have been, I have been working out with my brother for the last 2 weeks. I've been really slacking this week. but for the last 2 weeks I've been working out with my brother, which has been extremely helpful and just keeping like my mind stimulated and my body stimulated. Everything that I was doing at the church when I was interning there prior to the pandemic happening are things that I could have been doing at home anyway. I help out with a few things behind the scenes, and so all of the things that I do, I could honestly do from home, and I could take this time to be extremely lazy. And I think at the beginning I was waking up super late. I was just kind of not really motivated to do anything, and I would twiddle my thumbs and be on my phone for the longest time, staying up late watching TV, and like things that just didn't benefit me at all. Hi dog. Things that didn't really benefit me at all is what I was wasting my time doing. And then when I started working out with my brother, it was a challenge that was given out, but it's so weird. A few hours prior to us getting that challenge, I actually had agreed to work out with my brother anyway. So we had planned on working out anyway, but with this challenge and everything happening, working out with my brother, I feel so motivated. We wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. On really good days, I'll wake up at like 5:30, 5:45. That's a really good day. But other than that, it's just been 6 in the morning. So we wake up super, super early, go work out. I'm not a breakfast person. I'm not someone who like wakes up hungry. I'm a breakfast person at like 2 p.m. Like I can eat breakfast any time of the day. But when it comes to like waking up and being hungry, that's just not my thing. So I usually skip out on breakfast and I'll wait for lunch or something like that. Whereas waking up super early, getting my body working and my mind stimulated, and I'm just kind of on go. There's all this adrenaline running through me. I get home and my mind is ready on like, okay, I have to do this, that, and the third. I'm cooking breakfast. At this point, I'm hungry. I've worked up an appetite. So I will make myself breakfast, and my brother goes to work. He works at home right now. So work for him is sitting at the dining room or in the living room on his laptop and taking calls and stuff like that. And then my mom would go to work. She works in a medical clinic. So that's kind of how my pandemic has been going, my COVID-19 pandemic. With everything that's going on where people can't see each other and social distancing, which me and my group of people, we're not really calling it social distancing, we're calling it physical distancing, because we are still sticking together socially. We're still making sure that we are doing community and that we don't feel so secluded and isolated. So we're still trying to find ways to be social. So we're not being socially distant, we are just being physically distant. We're not being around each other as much or in large groups or anything like that. So we are doing physical distancing. You can call yours social distancing, but it just didn't suit us and our heart and what we are doing. But yeah, with all this physical distancing, communication has been really different. So I have been getting so many things blowing up on my phone. I'm not used to this much attention. I'm a loner. I don't have friends like that. Okay, so people don't constantly blow up my phone, aside from if I put a post on social media and a lot of people like it or like engage with it. That's the only time that my phone really like blows up. So it's been it's kind of been a headache to get used to this whole process of like my phone constantly going off every second, updating me about something. I'm getting an email, I'm getting a Zoom call, invitation, I'm getting a Marco Polo, I'm getting messages on Facebook, I'm getting messages on Instagram, and like da 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 da. So like I feel overwhelmed with that. So I haven't been doing a great job at reaching out to people or like texting people back, because I'm already like constantly on my phone, that I just kind of want to like bleh. I don't feel that sounds really mean, but like I don't feel the burden of being isolated and all of that stuff. So which I really have to be better at, is like turning myself off and realizing that there are a lot of people who, I'm also like an ambivert. I am someone who is perfectly okay with being home. It makes me happy. It's how I refuel on my love tank. I have to be alone every so often or else I go crazy. I can't be around people all the time. I'm not always extroverted. I'm on and off when I need to be. For the most part though, I'm an extreme homebody. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm really enjoying this time. Really enjoying this time. But I know that my extrovert friends, the people that I love so much, I know that they are going through it and they really miss people, they really miss community, they miss hugging people and all of that stuff. So I have to be mindful about that. I do love you guys. Texting is just not my thing, y'all. Like texting, calling, I'm not good with random FaceTimes. I'm really sorry. For them, if people randomly FaceTime me, I typically like don't answer. Is a no hate for you. It's not that I don't have time for you. It's not any of those things. I sometimes am not like mentally or emotionally prepared to enter into a conversation that I feel like is, I guess, like, it seems mean, but like it could be a selfish thing. Dang, it could be selfish, you know? But also, like, I think about sometimes people do like randomly call you and they just miss you, so they just want to kind of be around you in some way. If they can't physically be around you, then they want to be around you through like FaceTime or something like that, which isn't a bad thing. But in my mind, I'm like, oh, like I'm at home right now. I either like look crazy or my room is a mess. Like I don't feel like answering a FaceTime call, or I'm in the middle of spending time with family and like I really want to be here in that moment, or I'm working on a social media post or like something on my phone, or I feel like I haven't spent any time today just focusing on me and focusing on either like focusing on the Lord or focusing on creating, or right now I'm in a creative flow, which has been really hard for me to get into. So this moment is super significant for me, and I'll get a call or a text at that moment and I just feel like I wouldn't have time to engage in the way that that person needs me to engage or like wants me to engage in it. And so those are the reasons why I probably haven't gotten back to you, and I'm really sorry about that. I'm also like not the best at remembering to follow up with people. So if I said that I was going to hit you up afterwards or like, hey, I'm sorry I can't answer the phone right now, but I will call you afterwards, and I didn't, it's not because of you. I promise. I love you so much. It is not you. It has nothing to do with you. I just have a terrible memory. And I probably forgot. Mentally, spiritually, physically, I am very well during this COVID-19 pandemic. I found that my hunger for the word and prayer have really like grown in this time, which I'm really excited about. And I think that's the hope that everyone has for people who are you know, seeking out the Lord. Like we want to use this time to consecrate ourselves as much as possible. This is an opportunity, you know, to spend time with the Lord. And for some people it's easier, for some people it's harder, because being in a house full of people is not always the easiest thing. And so I understand that it's not going to look exactly how you probably imagined it. But for me, it looks like no matter what is happening, even if it is 2 o'clock in the morning, lately for me, it's been at night. I will do my devotion and stuff like that at like 9 o'clock. And I'll just listen to soaking music, and I could literally be there for like 3 or 4 hours just listening to soaking music and reading my word and studying it, doing post-it notes and like writing down questions that I have, writing down what the Lord is giving me for this scripture, all of these things, and stirring up a hunger inside me to ask more questions, to be more curious, and to ask the Lord to show me parts of him that I have yet to experience. And not just for me, but for other people. You know, after this pandemic is over, there are people who are going to be looking to us to encourage them, to give them hope, because even after this pandemic, people are still going to need hope. People are still going to need peace, probably even more so. Why everyone is probably waiting right now to go out and enjoy the world and to enjoy the outside and enjoy community. There's going to be people who are terrified and they're not going to trust that it's okay to go outside yet, or little things like that. So people are still going to need you during this time. Yes, pray for the world. Pray for people struggling with mental health who are stuck inside during this time, who need to get out and it's essential for them, but they can't, or they're struck with fear and anxiety and they don't want to. Pray for those people. Someone had mentioned a while ago about praying for pregnant mamas, you know, people expecting. There's a lot of fear as to how that's gonna happen, and even mamas who are getting sick while they're pregnant. A lot of people are fearful as to how that's gonna affect the baby. It won't, by the way. So it is important for us to also pray for ourselves too, that whatever the Lord wants to do with us in this time, that we would allow him to do it, and we would provide space for him to do that, because the church is graduating and we are going somewhere completely different. And so we need our spirit men, spirit women to be able to withstand and fight the fight that is coming, the fight that is happening right now. And so you need your spirit man, your spirit woman to be strong. So don't take this time for granted. Take this time to spend time with the Lord, to really grow, to learn some things about God, to grow in your hunger, to grow in your fire. What's that? Anyway. I used to hear this a lot and I understood it, but it didn't really hit me hard until this pandemic happened. But I've always heard that your creativity should never be a substitute for your quality time with the Lord. Just because you're sitting down and you're being creative, even if you're being creative with the Lord, it is not communion. It's not conversation time. It's not sit down at a table and talk time. When you are creating, you're getting lyrics, and yeah, he's speaking to you, and yes, you're writing or you're painting or you're doing whatever you're doing, but it's not communion. It's not reading your word. It's not just sitting and listening to worship music. Spending time with the Lord is for the sole purpose of getting to know his heart. No intentions are happening. No agendas are being had. The only agenda is to know his heart and to have secrets with him and to speak with him and to have him speak with you. Intimate time is not all about you talking, and a lot of us know this, but intimate time is not all about us talking. It's about him speaking to us. When you're creating, a lot of the times we are creating for the sole purpose of sharing, or creating for the sole purpose at the end of the day to eventually at some point share what was given to us in that time. And if not, to at least share with someone who might need it, you know? Whereas spending quality time with the Lord, listening to worship or listening to or reading your word is just for you. It's between you and the Lord. That's you guys' time. And so those two things are not the same, you know? Be careful that you're not getting lost in creativity, and that you are taking time, separate times out. This time is for creating. This time is for creating with the Lord as well. And this time is for spending time with Jesus, knowing his heart. I want to know him more. I want to know myself more by knowing him more, you know? So those are really important. Yep, I think that's all that I have for my update. Yeah, I've been good. I have not been, I guess, fully feeling the effects of it. I do miss people. I would be lying if I said that I didn't. I miss big gatherings. Sometimes, again, it's the extroverted side of me, because I can both be an introvert and an extrovert. And the more extroverted side of me does miss like large gatherings, and I'm a physical touch person. I love hugs. I love to like be all on top of people when we're at someone's home, and I just like stuff like that. I really, really, really miss church service. I miss everyone in my congregation. I miss seeing their faces. I miss serving in worship and in artisans, and I miss all of that stuff. I cannot wait. I can't wait to see everyone again. Yeah, around this time we would be making trips to have like bonfires somewhere, or we'll be making trips downtown and little stuff like that that we aren't doing right now that I really do miss. But I know that this is not a forever thing, and so knowing that this isn't a forever thing, I don't want my mind to stay in a forever place, and so I want to like quickly turn that off. Yes, I miss people. I know that this is not going to last forever though, and so I don't want to allow myself to think too much about that, because it's going to be over soon. And that's the mindset that we have to have, is that this is going to be over soon. It's not going to last forever. Even after it lasts, or even after it's done, we are still gonna have to work really hard to get back to normal, because our normal is gonna look really different, and that's okay. This pandemic's not gonna last forever. We're gonna be able to see our loved ones. Yeah, stay hopeful. That's my only thing, is that stay hopeful and encourage others during this time, because everyone is feeling different, and that is okay. We are not here to judge if someone feels fear, if someone is experiencing, you know, a hard time through this, if people are honestly just being ignorant. There are a lot of people who keep brushing it off like it isn't happening, and I think that is very ignorant for us to do. We also should not be doing that. We should acknowledge it, but not be fearful of it. And I know that that's really confusing, but that is our job. You know, this is a real thing that really is happening, and we do need to take it seriously. But at the same time, if our neighbor needs us, if our family member needs us, if someone we love needs us, if someone we don't know needs us, be there for people. You know, we are here to live life outside of ourselves, and if someone needs help, it is our call to be the first one to respond. We are, as Christians, the first respondents. So that's my life update, and I hope you are okay with that. It's not fancy, not crazy, but that's just what I'm going through. I'm dressed up today too, because I was at the church. I did not get dressed up just for this video. I thought about doing this video looking crazy, but I was like, you know what? I don't have anything else on my schedule for today, so I'll just do the video. Get it over and done with. You guys have been waiting, so. The pain in the butt. All right, I'm done. So that's my family. Peace, and I hope that you got something from this. I hope that you guys know that I'm okay, and I'm actually gonna do the turning myself into a TikTok girl anyway, so there you go. Bye.